Photo News, South Canterbury's photographic newspaper. Fortnightly issue number 8, 21st of March 1984. We're looking at the front page of Photo News in 1984. The winner of the boys section of the fancy dress parade at the festival fair is 6-year-old Cyrus T, who dressed as a coal miner. On the left, the latest play by local author John Leask, to be put on by the South Canterbury Drama League, is Contract. It was produced by Betty Usher and has a cast of 9. The play will run all this week at the Little Theatre in Church Street. Adrian Moore and Linda Hogg rehearse a scene in the play. And here we have the poem of Photo News. The poem of Photo News is what am I? I'm a little bit newspaper, I'm a little bit magazine. They call me Photo News, which is something in between. I'm issued free to every household, and my advertisers think I'm great. I travel throughout South Canterbury, bringing good news to every gate. A picture speaks 1,000 words and never tells a lie. Photo News needs your support, so don't you pass me by. So thank you for looking me over. I'll see you when I get back. Together we're going places to put South Canterbury on the map. Page 2. Photo News People. Smiles of success. The Waimate Militaires have had a lot of success this marching season. With their trophies are Mitchell Osborne, Linda Adamson, Donna Carson, Jackie Johnson, the instructor, Philippa Jarvie, the leader, Charlene Bell, Linda Turner, Bronwyn Ruddle, Kelly Breen and Lyndall Thompson. A crowd of about 300 turned out to hear the popular British singer Tony Christie entertain at the Chateau Timaru. Bill Warline, master photographer from Illinois, USA, held a special one-day seminar on outdoor family portraiture in Christchurch. Mr. Warline presents Graham Howard at Westport with his certificate, while the Secretary of the Canterbury Western Branch of New Zealand Professional Photographers Association, Mr. Tim Hawkins, looks on. Chief Cook for the day, John McComb and Betty Jackson, have a close watch on sizzle sausage at the Fairview Fair. The page was sponsored by Strathallan Electrical Limited. On page 3, there are more people. Here's one that didn't get away. Mr. Peter Rose of Waimate proudly displays his 32-pound salmon, which he caught at the Waitaki River last week. Adrian Cox of Pleasant Point makes a final blow down the last side leg during the 1984 Golden Shears competition at Masterton. An unexpected attraction at the Home of Compassion Fair was a horse on the adjacent property. The horse had more visitors a day than for quite some time. Enjoying the horse's placid nature is Sonia Lawson, 10 months old, and Susie O'Neill. Freak. This is this week's Freak. This week's guest freak is local salesman Ian McDermott. We thank Ian for allowing the Photo News artist a free rein and hope his appearance will endear him to his customers. Page was sponsored by Dalgety Crown. Over here we have Rosemary, a Photo News graphic artist. Hi, I'm Rosemary Miller. I am your graphic artist at Photo News. It's my job to lay out the advertisements in Photo News so that they are attractive and interesting for our readers. We encourage our advertisers to use photographs so that they can complement our photographic news. Photo news is printed with a web offset printing press which ensures the best possible reproduction available in newspaper printing. If you're considering placing an advertisement in photo news, then give us a ring, and I will be only too pleased to help you design your advertisement. Alongside her is photo news photograph orders. Sharon Bishop from Photo News Receptionist is asking for orders for photographs. Right, page 4 of Photo News issue number 8. South Canterbury Finance were very good supporters of Photo News in 1984. They're sponsoring the page, plus Lifetiles McFarlane and Johnson and Company Limited. Also sponsoring the page is Wallace and Cooper Limited. Alongside this, on page 5, we have some aeroplanes. The Red Checkers and the P3 Orion. The major attraction at the National Air Show at the Richard Pearse Airport, Timaru, was the showing of the Royal New Zealand Air Force. The display included formation aerobatics by the Red Checkers team and appearance by the RNZAF Museum Harvard, as well as Skyhawk and Strike Master jet fighters. An Orion aircraft and a turquoise helicopter completed the RNZAF contribution to the show. An estimated 10,000 people attended the show, which was held in perfect weather. Apart from the RNZAF, there was a wide variety of civilian aircraft as well as skydivers, microlights, helicopters and home-built craft display. Above, Colin McLeod of Temuka will treasure the day at the show when he sat in the cockpit of a famous Harvard helicopter. No, Harvard aircraft, sorry. Ideal Restaurant and Milk Bar. An old and well-established Timaru business will this week close the doors for the last time on the site it has occupied for over 80 years. The Ideal Milk Bar in Stafford Street has become a well-known and convenient place of refreshments for many a weary and thirsty person. Kay is back at the Temuka Salon of Carswell Hair Fashions. Ideal Milk Bar and Restaurant. It is with considerable regret that for reasons beyond our control, we need to announce the closure of our business from this Friday, 23rd of March. The good news is we will be reopening in the new Stafford Mall, ex-Motor Corporation building, in the near future. We would like to thank our many valued customers for their support over the years and look forward to seeing you in the mall when we open our new premises. Signed by H.L. Haggett, Heather and Charlie Haggett. Also sponsoring the page is Murray Parker Sports World. Turn over the page to page 6, and Smith Wholesale Groceries are sponsoring the page, as well as CFM Meats and Wrightson NMA. Across on page 7, more people. Mike Hubber, a Rotary Exchange student from Idaho, USA, browsed through a New Zealand book with New Zealand councillors Brian and Jackie Banks. 17-year-old Mickey is attending Craighead as a 7th form pupil. Mick has been sponsored by the South Canterbury Rotary Club and is the only Rotary Exchange student in Timaru at the moment. Les Buckingham, Vice President of the Waimeti Flower Show Committee, prepares his gladiolus for show. Making a bid for freedom, Tony Meggett tries to see the lighter side of a pre-wedding prank by his workmates. Stalls are offered a wide variety of bargains covering the home of Compassion Grounds and Morgan's Road at the annual fair. It isn't easy crossing a creek, especially when you're holding on to your favourite teddy bear. Marion Dove helps Ryan Manson across Waimate Creek at the Waimate Fair kindergarten annual picnic held at Kelsey's Bush. Marion is one of the mothers helping at the picnic. The page was sponsored by Dusty Miller Restaurant, Northdown Tavern, and Thompson's Refrigeration Services Limited. Pages 8 and 9 of Photo News issue number 8. Here are the wedding photos. Above, Susan and Stuart Roy were married at the Timaru's New Life Centre. Thanks for making it a day to remember, Mum and Dad. Photo by Tim Hawkins. Above, Peter and Shirley Robertson were married at Tikotio, Waimate. Shirley is the elder daughter of Kevin and Dawn Flowers, and Peter is the eldest son of Alex and Mary Robertson of Waimate. The two will live in Morban. Photo by Jim Hoare. On the right, Leonard Birch. Christopher and Jacqueline were married at St David's Church, Cave. Jacqueline is the only daughter of Jessica and Murray Birch of Timaru, and Christopher is the second son of Joy and Peter Leonard of Timaru. Wayne Miller Photography. Top in the middle. Alan and Marie Schlinn were married at Augustine's Church, Waimate. Marie is the youngest daughter of Mort King and Helen Caird of Waimate. Alan is the son of Stan and Betty Slinn of Nelson. They are making their home in Newlands, Wellington. Photo by Jim Hoare. The page was sponsored by Howard's Cane Furniture, The Cyclery, Butterfields, David Johns, and Mackenzie and Willis. Page 10. Photo News Building Market. Page was sponsored by John Edmonds, Placemakers, and R.B. Jenkins Painting, and Michael Wakefield. Mr. John Kennedy demonstrates the art of blade shearing to Peter Traveline of Fairview. The blade shearing demonstration is one of the special attractions at the Fairview Fair. Looking just like the real thing, Mr. Wiley Mallard assists an injured person in a mock car accident staged during the weekend as part of the Waterfront Interport First competitions. Page 11. Teams from all over South Canterbury took part in the inter-firm relay competitions at the Century Pool. Making a contribution is Gary Russell, a member of the CFM Pariora team. The Waimate Main School and Centennial School got together recently in an afternoon of culture and sport. Andrew Mackenzie of Centennial School shows his style in the softball field. The Mayor of Temuka, Randolph McMillan, and local policeman Alan Elliott joined force to beat a Radio Caroline team in the Personality Bowl series played last week in Temuka. Tracy East of Clinity School in full swing during a cricket match against South School. About 2,000 children took the sports fields around Timaru for the inter-school summer sports. High Trounge of the Temuka School strikes at the ball during a softball match played as part of the inter-school summer sports. Rachel Fitzgerald leaps high into the air to get possession of the ball during a netball practice at St Joseph's School in Timaru. The defending player is Alicia Russell Rahana. Don McGuinness, Morgan Hodgson and Ron Williams are three of about 40 wool buyers from throughout South Canterbury who took part in a 5kb Wool Buyers Fun Run. Page was sponsored by Cobb & Co. and Coco the Clown. Motor News, page 12. Wheels and Motor Market. This page was sponsored by Crown Motors, Lawrence Gear Motors Limited, John Shelton Motors, and Pike Suzuki Centre. Page 13. Grueling tests of strength, stamina and courage were faced by two young Timaru men, Gavin Henderson, 19, and Chris Andrew, 18, who passed their black belt examinations at the weekend. Members of the Fudushine Raya Karate Club, they joined two other members who have attained this grade. The examination included self-defense, basic karate techniques, tests of stamina and endurance. 90 seconds of the aspiration always faces a fresh fighter. To be eligible to undergo the rigorous of a black belt examination, the karate student must have practiced karate for at least 5 years and in that time completed 1,000 hours of training. Both Gavin and Chris have completed about 2,000 hours of training. Gavin pushes off opponent Alistair Hunt above. Chris fends a blow from Philippa Wallace. Winning combination. Peter and Wendy Lee Renner took the honours in the half marathon field at the weekend. Peter won the men's section in a time of 66 minutes 32, with Wendy Lee winning the women's section. The Geraldine Athletics champion over 8 events, Graham Irvine, at the top, receives the 1983-84 trophy from its life member, Mrs. Paul Osborne. A proud moment for Vicky Mallinson above as she receives the Les Coulter Memorial Trophy from Mrs. L.A. Coulter, and Mr. J. Coulter looks on. Vicky ran the fastest 1,500 metres of the season by a female club member. The page was sponsored by Errol James Car Sales and Brooks and Hanson. Page 8 of Photo News. Page 14, issue number 8. Names, Faces and Places. South Canterbury's ambassador of the airways. In a career that dates back to 1949, broadcast and sound recording have played a big part in the late life of Radio Caroline's Bill Timmins. During his long radio career, Bill has been involved in all aspects of local and community broadcasting, recording on the spot reports and interviews, describing royal visits, and producing many well-known and popular radio programs. In the 1980s, his Sunday feature of music and memories around the family fireside played for 7 years and drew listeners from all over New Zealand. In the special program field, Bill has also made his mark with documentary features on many local subjects, including the building of the mighty Benmore Dam and the last run of the Fairlie Flyer. For both of these programs, Bill wrote the words of the songs Ballad and the Waitaki and Fairlie Flyer, which when performed by local entertainers proved very popular. Bill's love of the South Canterbury backcountry is often reflected in his programs, and he is also one of the original members. There he is, Bill Timmings. Below him is Vote Sir Basil Arthur, your Member of Parliament for Timaru Electric. Vote Labour. Timaru Electric has a tradition of being represented by a Labour Party MP for 56 years. On Mondays, I am available and have interviews with people from all walks of life in my office at the Clyde Carr Memorial Hall. Timaru, I welcome anyone who has a problem or wishes to discuss any matter to Timaru. Phone me for an appointment. The page was sponsored by Bishop Campbell and Co., the Sound Second-Hand Shop, B.C. Harris, Antique Auction, photography by Jim and Joy Hoare, O'Loughlin's Pre-Owned Furniture, Waimati Auctions, California Children's Tours, Mutual Travel Service, Canterbury Interiors, Hull's Signs, Margaret's Music Centre, Waimati Appliances, Dove Print, E.G. Peters Butchery. Your news is our news. Don't keep it a secret, tell Photo News. We specialise in photo news and photo advertising. Ron Bishop Advertising Sales and Gus Bishop Photograph Sales. Issue number 8, page 15. Top. Damien Stanley possibly wouldn't have make the greatest cowboy. That ain't no way to hold a gun. Top right. 2 young ladies changed their image at the Fairview Fair. Made up as clowns are Rebecca Windsor and Rebecca T., who are both 8-year-olds. At the top, Megan Vinter, 2, awaits the judge's decision at the Fairview Fair Fancy Dress Competition. On the left, members of the St John's Scout and Club groups joined forces for a bottle drive. Craig Kirkwood, Jerry Weston and Michael Loveland and Timothy Watson. The page was sponsored by Glenetti Nurseries. The back page of Photo News, page 16. Attention all club secretaries. Make dollars for your club. How? By selling sponsored advertising space and collecting voluntary subscriptions for Photo News. Support South Canterbury. Become a Photo News subscriber. Dear readers, Photo News was started in November 1983 with the purpose of providing a service from which many South Canterbury families would benefit through employment or simply derive pleasure by reading our photographic news. There are now some 80 people employed in some capacity or another in bringing Photo News to your gate each fortnight. In just 8 issues of Photo News, we have printed 136,000 free copies and published over 1,000 photographs. The cost of all this has been paid for by our advertisers. However, a recent rise in the cost of newsprint has meant that our advertisers have now been asked to pay more. We are grateful for the 135 advertisers who have supported Photo News and given us our start. But for Photo News to provide an equal service to all South Canterbury businesses, organisations and householders requires some contribution from our readers. Photo News can offer no guarantees, but provided sufficient public support is received, we will continue to promote South Canterbury and provide the same circulation with delivery priority being given to those who pay a subscription fee. Subscription fees have been set at $15 per annum, which includes postage and delivery. We trust you enjoy our paper, and we are confident that without your support, we can make Photo News a South Canterbury-owned newspaper you can all be proud of and all gain some benefit from. Signed by Ron E. Bishop, General Manager of Photo News.